بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وحبيبنا وعظيمنا رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي لله تعالى. All right. So the author says, may Allah have mercy on her, أقل الحيض وأكثره وغالبه. The minimum, maximum, and average durations of menstruation. The author says, rahimahullah, أقل الحيض يوم وليلة. The minimum duration of menstruation is a day and a night. We have a footnote here, 24 hours inside of 15 days. Yani the minimum duration of hayd is 24 hours of bleeding inside of 15 days. That 15 days being the maximum. When we say the minimum is 24 hours, or the minimum is a day and a night, so might rush to someone's mind that means consecutive hours, so that it needs a whole day to be deemed hayd, which that's not what's intended here.
Okay.
فإذا رأت المرأة ولو كانت حاملا دما في وقت يحتمل الحيض فتحكم عليه بأنه حيض. Hence, if a woman sees blood, even if she were pregnant, at a time which is valid to be menstruation, then she judges it as menstruation. Yeah, like we said, there's a rule. Whatever is possibly menses is menses. That's going to repeat. So even if she were pregnant means this is according to a saying, which is the stronger saying, that a pregnant woman can menstruate. So a pregnant woman sees vaginal bleeding. Then what do we say is this bleeding? According to the strong saying, it's hayd, because of the possibility of being hayd.
Okay. But it's not common? Or it's just like a long
Yeah,
time?
not common.
And then also ولو كانت حاملا that's when حاملا ولو كانت حاملا. That's if she was pregnant.
Sorry, that's what?
Oh, that's what that means. Like even if she was pregnant, is hamil?
Yes, hamil. Hamil is pregnant.
Like yahmilu, to carry.
Yes.
Oh, okay, mashallah.
Yeah, and then I have a question for you. Why there's no tap marbuta there?
On hamilan?
Hamil.
Oh, hamil. On hamilan?
Yeah, hamilatan. Why it's not walau kanat hamilatan?
Is it the kanat, or is it the fact that it's a masdar?
It's neither. It's not masdar. That's a sifa. That's an adjective. Hamil, fa'il, like darib, akil. But why there's no tap marbuta? Because a man cannot get pregnant. Therefore, there's no need for tap marbuta. A man will never be hamil, so that the woman needs to be called hamila.
Oh, Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, and that's the same reason why menstruating woman is called ha'id, not ha'idah, because a man cannot be ha'id, so that we need to differentiate between him and the woman and call her a ha'idah.
Oh, mashallah.
Okay, so ولو رأت حاملا sorry Bismillah. فإذا رأت المرأة ولو كانت حاملا. Hence, if a woman sees blood, even if she were pregnant, that's signal to another saying. There's another saying that if she's pregnant and she sees vaginal bleeding, this is istihaba, sickness bleeding. Stronger saying, though, that it's hayd because of its possibility. And whenever it's possibly menses, then it is menses. If she saw dam في وقت يحتمل الحيض, at a time that is possibly menses, which is valid to be menstruation, فتحكم عليه بأنه حيض, then she judges it as menstruation. ولو قبل بلوغه 24 ساعة, even before it reaches 24 hours. Even before it reaches 24 hours. She considers it menstruation from the moment she sees it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that's an important point there. From the moment she sees it, not she doesn't do backtrack. Meaning, for example, she woke up and she was menstruating. So, is it the case that it turned on right the moment she opened her eyes? I don't think so. But she's not going to say, it must have been there before I opened my eyes. No, that's not the rule. The rule is she goes by what she sees. So when she sees it, that's when she judges it. On and off. On and off. When she sees it is when she judges it, as we're going to say. There's no particular time when she's obligated to look. So she knew she was menstruating. And then she went to the bathroom. And then she found that there's no blood. So from that moment, she's going to count that it stopped. She's not going to assume it's been stopped for an hour or a half hour or something. So she considers it menstruation from the moment she sees it. Just like she's going to consider that it stopped from the moment she sees it. That's the rule, when she sees it. Without there being an obligatory time for her to look. For example, if she were fasting, then after sunset she saw it, she does not consider that her fast was broken.
Oh, great.
She also considers it finished from the time she saw that it stopped, like I just told you. Therefore, if she woke up at dawn and found that it had stopped, she does not have to consider that it stopped during the night. And she doesn't. Not just she doesn't have to, she doesn't. That's not right for her to do. Mm-hmm. That's a recipe for confusion.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. There's no particular time when she's obligated to look. She's going to count the menstruation from the moment she sees it without her backtracking. She also considered it finished at the time she sees it.
Sees that there is no blood there, or that it's not flowing. Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me fix my notes there. When she, at a time she no longer sees it. Mm-hmm. I.e., if she wakes up and if she wakes up and see blood, she's not going to think, oh, it started at night and everything like that. No.
Correct.
And if she ends Maghrib, if she fasts and ends and at Maghrib time she sees it, she's not going to think, oh, it might have started before Maghrib, everything like that. And it's not that if she doesn't want to, she doesn't, period. Like, that's just
right. Exactly. She doesn't. It's not correct procedure. Mm-hmm. She just goes by when she sees.
Understood.
Okay. فإذا انقطع قبل 24 ساعة لا تحتاج أن تغتسل منه. If the blood stops before 24 hours, she does not need to perform a ghusl for it. That's not hayd.
Right.
Yeah, what you were saying?
I said she just makes wudu.
Yeah, and istinja.
Okay.
لأنه لم يبلغ أقل الحيض, because it did not reach the minimum menstruation. بل تتوضأ وتصلي, rather she performs wudu and prays, and she makes istinja before that, before she prays. She doesn't have to make istinja before she makes wudu, because istinja is not a condition for wudu.
Right. The ones will be valid if like they don't make it stinjat,
It will be valid.
right? Because it's not an integral for it.
It's not a condition.
It's not a condition for it.
Yeah. But when he does make istinja, if he made wudu before istinja and then wants to make istinja, then he needs to like not touch something that's going to break the wudu.
Okay.
فإن عاد ونزل اعتبرته حيضا. Then, if the blood returns and flows, she considers it menstruation. وتركت الصلاة, and she leaves out praying. Yeah, it means here she's going back and forth. She saw the blood. She assumes immediately, as an obligation, she assumes that it's menses. She doesn't wait to see that it's going to reach 24 hours. She assumes it's menses immediately and then refrains from whatever a menstruating woman refrains from. If the blood stops before 24 hours, then she knows that that's not hayd. She's not obligated to do a ghusl, and she merely makes istinja and wudu, and she returns to prayer and whatever else a non-menstruating woman does.
Mm-hmm.
And if it comes back within 15 days, if it comes back, then she knows that, then she regards, she's going to judge that it is menses. And then she adds that time to that of the second bleeding to the time of the first bleeding. And like that, she's going to keep doing within a 15-day period. If it comes and goes and comes and goes, she's going to keep adding the times based on what she sees together within 15 days. Once it reaches 24 hours of bleeding inside of 15 days, now she knows for sure all of it was menses.
Right.
Even the non-bleeding time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the strong saying.
Yeah. Okay. Once.
Even the non-bleeding time was menses. Just an intermission. An intermission of the bleeding. Bismillah. So, فإذا بلغ أربعا وعشرين ساعة. This is nice Arabic here. Very smooth. It's like imla lesson. As far as the smoothness of the Arabic, if you have the vocabulary. فإذا بلغ أربعا وعشرين ساعة. Then, if the blood, where is it? If it adds up to 24 hours, ولو بجمعه مع ما نزل قبل, even if by adding it to the previous bleedings. ثم انقطع, and then it cut, then it stopped. تغتسل وتصلي. She performs the ghusl and prays. وغالب الحيض 6 أو 7. The average menstruation is 6 or 7 days. So, if we wanted to put days in parentheses, because it's not there in the Arabic, just says 6 or 7. If we want to, and we don't have to, if we don't want to draw attention to that, it makes it more complicated, raises a question for a person, etc. So I wouldn't put that there here, because I think this is not the place for it. But I'm just bringing that up as just to point that out for you, since you are studying Arabic, so that you can see what's going on there. Yani might not. The fact that the word day is here in English, but there's nothing here in the Arabic. Ayyam is not there. Maybe it didn't register for you, for example, so I just want to point it out to you. آمين وفيكم. وأكثره 15 يوما. Its maximum is 15 days. فالدم النازل ضمن 15 يوما يعتبر حيضا. Therefore, the blood that flowed during the 15 days would be considered menstruation. Then, if the blood returns and flows, she considers it menstruation and leaves out praying. If the blood returns and flows, she considers it menstruation, meaning she assumes. She assumes because it didn't reach 24 hours yet in this scenario. Let me back up. What are we saying here? I'll just read the English real quick. If the blood stops before 24 hours, she does not need to perform a ghusl for it. Yes, because it did not reach the minimum menstruation.
Right.
Rather, she performs wudu and prays and istinja. Then, if the blood returns and flows, she considers it menstruation. Meaning here, considers here means she assumes. Because still didn't reach 24 hours yet.
Right.
In this scenario. I'm going to put footnote here. Considers here means she assumes. What's that going on there? I.e., she assumes. She assumes it's menses. Once it reaches 24 hours, then it's going to be verified for her. So, if the blood returns and flows, she considers it menstruation and leaves out praying. If it adds up to 24 hours, even if by adding it to the previous bleedings, and then it stops, she performs the ghusl and prays, because now it's verified. So, even if by adding it to the previous bleedings inside of the 15 days, then she's going to consider it, then she's going to confirm it as menses.
What in the Arabic? Which word is the consider? فإن عاد ونزل اعتبرته.
اعتبرته. Yeah.
اعتبرته.
Yeah. اعتبار. I'tibar is regard. She regards it menses. She considers it menses. So even by adding bleeding times, she's going to do that. Bismillah. Here's a footnote. There are two opinions about this matter. Talking about here the intermission.
Okay.
Laqat is the saying that the time of, let's not say cleanliness here, being clear. Being clear. That is the saying that the time of being clear between two bleedings is not menses. That's a saying. And sahb is the saying.
Sorry, being clear is still naqa.
Yeah, naqa. Being clear is naqa. But naqa means clean.
Okay.
That's what the word itself means, the naqa. If someone has naqa, then he's naqi.
Naqi.
Yeah, if it's a female, she's naqiyah.
Okay.
Clean.
Okay.
But let's use the word clear here. Since we're dealing with menses, we're saying there's no bleeding there. There's no active bleeding. So, according to a saying, that intermission between bleedings is not menses. This saying is called laqt. I don't know what the Arabic word means. And the other saying, which is the saying we're taking, is that the intermission between bleedings is menses. That's called sahb. Yani, to annex, basically. Sahb here means annexing. So annexing the clean time to, yani, the clear time, we're annexing the clear time to the menses time. It is the saying that it is considered part of the menses, and this is what we go by. So it means once those, pockets of bleedings or yani instances or intervals of bleedings inside of 15 days were merged to add up to 24 hours, then, according to the strong saying, she knew that all of it was menses, and any prayers and fasting that she did inside of the naqa is not valid.
Okay.
That's the benefit of this difference in opinion, is regarding something valid or not. If you
Oh,
take the saying of laqat, when the bleeding stopped, and then she prayed, she made istinja and made wudu and then prayed, then these prayers are valid. And this fasting is valid because it's not being regarded as menses time.
right,
Then the blood comes back, and then she's going to say, this is menses. The first blood was menses. Then it paused, not menses. Then bleeding came back, is menses. According to the saying we go by, first blood came, that's menses. Then it paused. It wasn't 24 hours yet. So she doesn't know that that's menses.
right. It's not confirmed.
Right, it's not confirmed. So she prays and fasts. Then the bleeding comes back and adds up to 24 hours. Then she's going to know that the praying and fasting that she did was not valid.
Right. And for the saying that says like the for the saying of the laqt, um, is it like does it still then once it is it still done within the 15 days?
Yeah, inside
So
the 15 days. Mm-hmm. So even if by adding those bleedings together, then and then it reaches 24 hours inside of 15 days, and then it stops, she performs a ghusl and prays.
mhm,
Even if the blood stops before her habitual menstruation ends. Even if the blood stops before her habit ends. Meaning, like I told you, a woman has a normal menstrual cycle and
mhm,
she has religious judgments. What has priority? Religious judgments have priority over her norm.
yeah,
She follows religious rules and merely keeps track of her norm. She follows the rules as much as she can and keeps track of her norm. She's always going to follow the rules.
right,
But the rules don't follow her norm. So she's going to follow these rules that the rules don't follow her norm. She's going to keep track of her norm so that when the rule does default to her norm, she's going to know what to do.
oh yeah, okay,
Hence, if her usual menstruation lasts for 7 days and the blood stops on the fifth, then she has to perform the ghusl and pray when it stops. And she is not permitted to delay until the seventh day.
okay, understood.
Likewise, if it were the habit of her menstruation to stop for a day and then blood exits again, she is not permitted to leave out the ghusl and prayers when the blood stops, depending on her menstrual habit. And she's not allowed to stop because of depending on her menstrual habit that the blood is expected to exit again. So her norm here doesn't have regard. So her norm is that actually she expects to bleed in intervals throughout the 15 days because that's what always happens to her. So when this happens, when the blood starts and then she deems it as menses and she expects for it to stop before 24 hours and then come back again because it happens every single month. Let's say it happens every month all her life since she was the first time she menstruated. Now she's 40-year-old lady. This happens to her. She still does not go by that.
Okay.
When that blood stops, then she's going to pray before 24 hours. We're talking here.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to pray, and then uh, and when it comes back, she's going to say it's still menses.
Right.
And she's not going to say this happens to me all the time. I know I'm still menstruating
Mm-hmm.
because of the possibility that it won't come back. That's why.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, yes. Okay. So وغالب الحيض ست أو سبع. The average menstruation is 6 or 7 days. وأكثره 15 يوما. Its maximum is 15 days. فالدم النازل فالدم النازل ضمن 15 يوما يعتبر حيضا. Therefore, the blood that flowed during the 15 days would be considered menstruation. Yeah, so that's clear, inshallah.
Yes.
Footnote, even if it exceeded the woman's habit, even if it exceeded her habit, previous footnote was fell short of her habit. So her habit doesn't matter here. For example, if the habit of a healthy woman is to menstruate for 7 days and she experiences the blood for 10 to 14 days or even 15 days, and then it stops, she considers the entire duration as menstruation because that's the rule.
Right.
So her habit has no
precedence here.
Yeah. والانقطاع يعرف بأن تدخل المرأة قطنة فرجها فتخرج بيضاء أو بنزول القصة البيضاء. The cessation of blood can be known by the woman inserting cotton inside her vagina and it comes out white, or by the secretion of the white discharge, قصة بيضاء. So, inserting a cotton or the like, cotton's only an example, or by the secretion of the white discharge. Footnote, a white fluid excreted by the womb after menses. This is what we're talking about. This comes after menses. So that's a sign that her bleeding stopped, that her menses stopped. The synopsis is that the sign of the end of menses and the occurrence of purity is for the blood to stop exiting, and the yellow and the pink to stop, and for the whiteness to emerge. White is not one of the colors of hayd, or for nothing to come out at all. It is not a condition for her to look every hour, like we said, i.e. every now and then. Meaning there is no obligatory time for her to look.
Okay.
The woman can feel it, but towards the end it gets weak, so she may not feel it. The Sheikh said it is better for her to look at the end of the prayer time to see if it stopped, and he did not say that she was obligated to do so. And he did not say that she is obligated.